Please welcome our first company of this batch. Presenting is Cohero Health, and we've got Melissa Manis and Mike Moret. Take it away. Good.
Hi, I'm Melissa Manis, and this is Mike Moret, and we are Cohero Health. Cohero, in Latin, means to adhere. In that same spirit, we at Cohero Health are making respiratory devices data smart to enable improved adherence, leading to better patient outcomes for pulmonary patients. Because as the late Dr. C. Everett Koop famously said, drugs don't work in patients who don't take them. I'd like you to meet Jillian. If you've been diagnosed with asthma, COPD, chronic bronchitis, or emphysema, chances are you're a lot like Jillian here. She's 18 years old and was diagnosed with asthma as a child and has a lot to keep track of. She was given a daily controller medication to take 2 times a day, a rescue medication to take when she has an attack, a medication spacer to use to improve efficacy of drug delivery, and a paper-based action plan to track symptoms, triggers, and lung function using a manual peak flow meter. But between school, sports, and the many activities of a busy 18-year-old, it's no wonder that Jillian has a hard time keeping up with the manual logging and routine of remembering to take her medication twice daily. As a result, she was hospitalized last month, and when her doctor asked her to recall her recent medication usage, she could remember only 3 of her 14 total weekly doses. Managing asthma does not need to be this burdensome, or in addition, Jillian visits her clinician at least 2 times a year and to have her lungs checked. She's hooked up to a bulky and intimidating spirometer, a device that has not evolved in function or form since it was first introduced in 1840. But managing asthma does not need to be this hard for Jillian, her doctor, or the 50 million Americans and 300 million worldwide with a chronic respiratory illness. In the US alone, $80 billion is spent each year treating respiratory illness, of which half of that is attributed to medication non-adherence. Of that, $18 billion is spent on emergency room visits to treat complications, which is why we at Cohero Health are taking these data-dumb and disconnected devices and creating a smart system designed around the patient experience. I have a PhD in pulmonary medicine and biostatistics, and Mike has over 10 years commercializing new technologies for healthcare. We have an incredible team of clinicians, technologists, and engineers passionately dedicated to building this transformative product.
Now for Jillian, smarter tools really are the key to breathing better. We enable her with wireless medication inhaler sensors to track her medication utilization and adherence in real time, a clinical grade and ultra portable mobile spirometer which measures her lung function from home. Both of these devices sync wirelessly to our highly engaging mobile applications. And on the back end, we enable access via our HIPAA-compliant portal for stakeholders and practitioners. Now we'll go to a demo and we'll show you just how these tools and technologies are helping Jillian live better.
Now for Jillian, with our Breathe Smart app, she tracks medication usage in real time, objectively time-stamping when she's taken her medication, as you can see here, as well as assessing quantity of technique. She can look back over the past week or the past month to see how she's doing with both rescue and controller medication use. In addition, our device is universal fit for both daily control medication as well as rescue to optimize tracking. And remember that bulky spirometer that has not evolved in 175 years? We're proud to announce that we received FDA clearance at the end of May as a Class 2 medical device. So I'd love to show you how that works for Jillian. She just powers it on, it calibrates itself, and then she does a full 6-second test to allow for clinical grade measurements to be captured on the go. And then, to see her results, she can click over and see lung function at present compared to her best in score and track what's medically expected. In addition, she can see for the first time ever a correlation between lung function and controller medication use. And now switching over to the doctor dashboard. For Jillian's doctor, he's able to look at adherence and spirometry data in an easy snapshot to enable optimal decision making for the 99% of time that Jillian spends her life outside of clinic, to enable a treatment plan to be really customized and tailored for her.
So we at Cohero Health are really the first and only company that are empowering respiratory patients to take control of their treatment and also have transparency with regards to how that treatment is improving their health. At our deployment with Mount Sinai, we were able to demonstrate 2.5 times increase in medication adherence over the standard of care. In addition, and as a result, we demonstrated 100% reduction in emergency room visits, which is amazing. And then on top of that, during the term of 1 year, we were able to achieve a 90% sustainment on the full platform. Already, Already, we have 2 major health systems as customers, Mount Sinai and Dartmouth-Hitchcock, and our system is set up for high-volume sales channels such as pharma and payer. But while our system is primarily focused on B2B, today we invite all to come to our website and register to gain early access to our fully connected health platform. And we sincerely hope that you join us on our mission to breathe smarter and become a health hero. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Judges. How do you reduce by 100% visits to the ER? Does it mean no one went to the ER?
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah, so adherence within this category is so suboptimal that as a result, the medication is not really being optimized. But when it is delivered correctly and at an optimal rate of adherence, the result is less hospitalizations. In our study with Sinai, literally 0 patients.
Great. I mean, I love what you're doing. As a consumer product, though, how do you plan to go to market, and what sort of retail price you think the whole package will cost?
Sure.
So at the moment, it's a B2B sales distribution through those 3 principal channels of health systems, pharma, and payer. Our model is a subscription model, so per eligible member per month is how we deploy, and we deploy the full kit, the control, the rescue, and then the mobile spirometer, as well as access to the mobile applications, and then the HIPAA-compliant portal.
So what's the subscription? It's a monthly?
It's a monthly.
Fee?
Monthly, correct.
It's a monthly.
Do you have the price yet?
We do, but it ranges depending upon the volume and the scale of the partnership that we're putting in.
What's the range you're thinking of?
It's a mean of about $49 per patient per month.
$49 per month?
Yeah.
Right, got it. And it will be fully covered by insurance?
That's a great point. There were 2 new codes that were introduced at the end of last year that allow for reimbursement for remote patient monitoring data, of which we're eligible for those, which is an incredible opportunity for reimbursement for our providers. And we're seeing an incredible uptick in traction with health systems as a result of that.
One more question. What's the cost of the existing service today for someone with asthma?
For someone that has them to buy it as a consumer?
Or as B2B service?
Or B2B.
For what they're suffering with now, what do they
yeah.
spend?
So, and what are they currently spending, or what are we pricing it at?
Similar pricing.
Similar pricing. So he's asking pricing. Current, what are they charging us for B2B? So what we're charging them is $49 per patient per month for the full end-to-end solution.
Does that answer your question?
Does that answer your question?
What's the existing solution today, and how much does it cost?
There is there is no connected health model like this that provides this type of transparency with respect to respiratory. It's a category that's truly been lacking in that regard, and I'm sure that everyone is privy to all the other categories that have really evolved as a result of infusion by technology, such as diabetes. Respiratory, clearly, per what Melissa showed, has not evolved. So this model, in the way that it connects and engages via mobile and then provides transparency in the cloud, is a first of its kind.
And as an example, just to piggyback on that, a pulmonary function testing device that's used in clinic to diagnose and manage chronic illness is about a $20,000 unit, that clinical grade machine, which is what we were able to prove and did a full 510K application to show plus or minus 2% efficacy to a clinical grade system.
Got it.
So you've chosen to have two devices, right? And one of them is apparently could be great marketing or a great way to enter the market, and the other one, the connected spirometer, sounds like a bit of a longer-term process. Could you explain how you chose that route of having two devices today, and also the story around the FDA clearance, which must have been difficult or not?
Yeah, it's really driven by what drives the best outcomes, but also what is used for the best diagnosis and management per clinical guidelines. So lung function is the core spirometry. There are two key metrics there, FEV1 and FVC. And then the second is medication adherence. What is therapeutically optimal is 80% compliance, and what is on average is about 45%. So we are able to show sustained improvement. So we feel that the sort of the best package is not only seeing how patients are taking them, but how their lungs are responding in real time.
Is respiratory health the one category that you're most passionate about and want to stay in, or do you have a longer-term vision for eventually going into other categories as well?
Sure. We see potential to expand to other disease states, both on our core assets on the sensor base, but really on the analytics and the back-end system that we've built. So we do see potential to expand to other disease states, but right now we're hyper-focused on the respiratory space.
Building hardware and software together is very difficult. Can you dive a little bit more into the background of the team and where that expertise is coming from?
Sure. Sure. So starting with the background on the hardware side, we have an incredible team of engineers who had really solidified the core technology on the spirometry side using ultrasound. And we improved the form factor, but a lot of functionality around that. But they have 25 years building spirometry with a real level of clinical efficacy. So that's sort of a bit on the engineering side. My background is on the bioinformatics side and the clinical medicine side. And then on the software development side, we have an incredible team of designers who are really dedicated to improving UI and UX, because we know that in chronic disease management that's often lacking, but also have a deep team of developers who really, at their core, we built a HIPAA-compliant backend as a start, and then really sought to build the best core patient-facing app possible.
All right. So we're out of time. Very quickly.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Okay. All right. That was Cohero Health. Very cool. 100% reduction in ERs. I like the sound of that.